Hello dear students, this is the first video of this week, class 8, video number 6, and in this video I will discuss about some important concepts related to computer network. In the previous class I already discussed the classification of networks based on the area they cover. That is, they are of the following types: PAN, personal area network; CAN, campus area network; LAN, local area network; MAN, metropolitan area network; and WAN, wide area network. We have discussed the following points. So in this video I will discuss the classification of networks based on the basis of their architecture. It is of the two types. First is client server network and second is P2P network. You can have a look here. Computer networks can be classified based on the following criteria. First, it can be classified on the area they are covering. Second, they can be classified on the basis of their architecture. And third, they can be classified on the topology. So in this video, I will discuss the second point, classification of computer networks on the basis of their architecture. But before starting that, I want to revise the topics which I have done in the previous class. That is the classification of computers on based on the area they cover. Okay, and we have discussed about these things: PAN, CAN, LAN, MAN, and WAN. So let us see the difference between LAN, MAN, and WAN. First point, according to the cost. First point, according to the cost. LAN needs low cost, MAN needs high cost of setting up the network, and WAN needs higher cost of setting up the network. Second point, network size. In the case of LAN, the network size is small, whereas in the case of MAN, it is larger, and in the case of WAN, wide area network, it is largest network size. It is largest in size. Now, next point, coming to the speed. LAN is fastest. MAN will be slower and WAN will be slowest. Why LAN is fastest? This is because LAN is a very small network of computers. MAN is a bigger network of computers, that's why it is slower. And WAN is a very big network of computers, that's why it is slowest. Next point, number of computers. In LAN, in the case of LAN, very small computers are interconnected. So it is smallest in the number of computers. In the case of MAN, it is large, whereas in the case of WAN, it is largest in numbers. So now coming to the next topic, classification of computers based on the basis of their architecture. The architecture of a network can be defined as the structure and organization of the computer's hardware and software. Networks can be classified as follows. First, client-server network. Second, P2P network. Now, I will discuss the following 2 points, client-server network and P2P network, which is very important. So, coming to the first one, client-server network. A client-server network is a network in which the shared files and applications are stored in the server, but network users, you can say clients, can still store files on their individual computers. Actually, the server is the thing which can hold all the files, all the data and softwares, and it can share the files, it can share the softwares, and it can also share the resources. A server is responsible for sharing the hardware resources as well as the software. Okay, but a client computer can still store files on their individual computer. Now you will see the picture of client server network. This is the picture of a client server model in which the server is at the center and all the clients are connected to the server, and the server is able to share the hardware resources as well as software. You can see some more points. A server is a computer that shares information and resources with other computers on a network. Next point, a client is a computer which requests services or files from a server computer. Suppose a person is sitting on a client computer, and if it wants some types of help from the server, it can send the request to the server. Server will listen its request, and the server will respond to the client according to its request. Understood? You can see in the case of internet also, there are many users which are known as clients, and it gives request to the server. Server listens the request of the client, and the server responds the request according to the request of the client. Okay, suppose you want to search a page about tiger, so you will write tiger on the Google page, and the request is sent to the server. Server will respond. Server will find the data about tiger, and it will search the data about tiger, and it will respond to the client. Okay. Now coming to the next model, peer-to-peer network. A peer-to-peer or P2P network is a network with all the nodes that act as both servers and clients. A PC can access files located on another PC and can also provide files to other PC. In the case of peer-to-peer model, no computer is server. Actually, one computer can share the files to another computer, and another computer can also share the files to any of the computer which is connected in the network. So in this case, there is no server in peer-to-peer network. Okay. Next point, all computers in the peer-to-peer network have equal responsibility and capability to use the resource available on the network. But in the case of server client model, only server has the power. But in the case of peer-to-peer model, each and every computer has equal responsibilities and capabilities to use the resources which is available on the network. Okay. Next point, with peer-to-peer network, non-server is needed, and each computer in the network is called a peer. You can see this picture and you can understand. First picture is the client server model in which a server is playing the main role. Okay, it handles all the computers. But in the peer-to-peer model, each and every computer can share the files. Here, no computer is the server. Okay, so each and every computer in this case is able to share the files, share the hardware resources. Okay, it can use the hardware resources according to its requirement. In this case, no computer is the server. No computer has the power to control other computers. Okay, this is also a picture of a peer-to-peer network in which four computers, one laptop and three computers are connected with the help of hub, and all the four devices are connected with each other so that they can share the hardware resources as well as they can share the softwares also. So thanks for watching this video, children.